Okay, considering right now all of the financial challenges and the market setbacks, with the fact that there is a global recession that's acknowledged, you want to go into merchant banking, transform into merchant banking. How does Deep Capital intend to survive with all of this?
Thank you very much. That's something that we are very, very passionate about. We looked at our operations in this market, and we have found out that we are only, as a fund manager, we're only operating at the fringes of the financial services industry. There are so many disadvantages we face, so many obstacles on our way. I'll give you a few of them. The first thing is, as a fund manager, duly registered, of course, with SEC, no government agency deals with you in fund management relationship. So you find a situation where the biggest fund managers in this market are the banks. And they are able to deal with federal government agency, federal government itself, the state governments and state government agencies. Now, as a merchant bank, we'll be able to have such privileges like other licensed banks. That's number one. Number two is that as a merchant bank also, you'll be able to deal in foreign exchange, because foreign exchange services is one of the functions that the full-fledged banks are allowed to operate in. And that will be something that we added to what we are doing. And it's a fee-based activity, and we believe that it will also improve our performance. The third one is that even in our investment banking services, which we have been known for over the years, we will now have a better advantage, because if we move into a state and the state government is interested in doing bond issue, we can beat our chest and say, Your Excellency, we are ready to do this offer for you, and we underwrite 50% of it. And we have a basis for doing that, because we have a huge resource base from our shareholders fund to support our underwriting capability, following the rules for underwriting. The fourth one is that aside from all this, you'll be in a position to deal in volumes. And you also, because for instance, a merchant bank is expected to have deposits that are up to 100 million in value, not less than 100 million. Now, some people will look at this as a disadvantage, but it's an advantage, because at the end of the day, you are going to end up dealing mainly with institutions, private institutions, government institutions that have such resources. And you are not going to have so many staff and so many branches. These are the advantages we believe that the merchant banking project will bring for us. And the capital is something we are going into in partnership, because we consciously decided to look for partners from overseas to work on this project with us. And that is because we felt that a lot of businesses that come into this country are foreign-based, and if they are foreign-based, if you have a relationship with a foreign partner, that will make it possible for some of these businesses to come to you on a referral basis from your technical partner. And that is something that we have seen a partner, identified one that is willing to work with us. All this put together will make for a better performance when we achieve the transformation.
Can you disclose to us some of your partners that you have in the foreign realms?
Well, the partner we have identified is called Discover Point Holdings. They are based in the US, and they are the ones we are working with on this project. Recently, we signed an MOU with them precisely on the 7th of October with them, and with that MOU, we are moving forward on the project. But in summary, what we are doing with them is that they are going to raise a total amount of $150 million for that project, and 10 million of which they require that Nigerian investors should subscribe, while the balance of 140 million should come from their investors overseas. That is the arrangement we have. And they are also going to be involved in the management of the company when it is set up. We are going to have a merchant bank as a major business under the relationship. We are going to have an asset management company. We are going to have a private equity outfit, all of them in Nigeria. plus 2 other companies based overseas because of the relationship they have. It is expected that this will make us to be a company that will have access to resources outside this country much better than what we are today.
So far, have you had any local investors in this plan, in this blueprint of merchant banking?
Yes, we have spoken to a number of investors in the country who are our existing clients, some who are new to us, who have expressed a willingness to be part of this project. And initially, we were thinking that we would have needed as much as $40 million locally when we started talking to them. And we encouraged some of them who cannot make up $10 million in one pack to form consortium to achieve that. But when the agreement with Discover Point has given rise to a situation where we need only $10 million locally for this, we are still going back to these people who have expressed willingness to participate in the project to now find out how they can come in there, even though the amount involved is much lower than what they had expected. For me, that's a good development because the job is made simpler by the total amount required locally being lower in value. But again, we have to work hard at achieving this, knowing all that has happened in the financial sector in Nigeria in the past 3 years. A lot of investors are basically disillusioned about investing in stocks in Nigeria, whether quoted or unquoted. And we have to reawaken their interest and let them know that, well, sometimes you win some, you lose some sometimes. Secondly, we also have to be aware that investing in shares is something you are projecting into the future. You are taking a position against future returns of the company you are making that investment in. So they shouldn't be bothered too much about what has happened in the past, but rather look at what is going to happen in the future. Nigeria has tremendous potentials. The government wants to make Nigeria a financial hub. If we are going to achieve that in Africa, organizations like ours have to do the kind of thing we are planning to do. Nigeria today has become the 6th largest country in terms of population in the world, and we are aiming to have by our vision 2020 to be the 20th largest economy in the whole world. Now, these are bold statements, and these are resources that are available there that are begging for use. In particular, we have problems, but problems we think we have are opportunities to others, and we are seeing it in that respect. And to be able to solve the infrastructural challenges in Nigeria, you need funding, you need technical advice, you need partnership with people abroad. And these are the things that we think will benefit from if we implement this project.
Finally, sir, you run a number of services. Will your transformation into a merchant bank foreclose some of these products?
We are going to realign some of these services. Like I mentioned to you, we are going to have an asset management company, full-fledged asset management company. For instance, today we do funds management as a company. By the time we become a merchant bank, that function will now be given to a brokerage outfit that is in our midst today to carry out such functions and become a full-fledged asset management company. The issuing house function, we can decide to keep it within the merchant bank, or also give it to the brokerage outfit to handle, because there are many brokers who are issuing houses. But it has to be adequately capitalized, and it has to have the right kind of staffing to do those functions. So those are the things we're expecting to do. It is expected to help us better put things where they are supposed to be, where you get the most benefit from them.
Okay, now looking at all of this merchant banking specialization, what is in place right now to show that Deap Capital is transforming into this, and when are we looking at Deap Capital Management and Trust PLC turning into Deap Capital Merchant Bank, or whatever name you want to give to it?
We want to call it Deap Merchant Bank. We have an implementation program, and it ranges from 6 to 9 months. When we first came out in 2010, precisely October 2010, to talk about this project, we said it would take us 24 months. And from all indication is achievable, because in the first 12 months, we were able to do the business plan, we were able to start looking for investors, and towards the end of the first 12 months, we were able to identify a major investor, Discover Point, that is coming in with us. And now the next thing is putting the funds together, forming the company, and then being in a position to take off. We believe that that is achievable within 6 or 9 months.